You think you're marrying into a financial burden, but every Filipino family is waiting with their hands out for your paycheck. You're wrong. And this misconception is costing you a genuine connection with a Filipina before you even started. The sentiment that marrying a Filipina means marrying the entire family is one of the most misunderstood concepts in cross-cultural relationships. Many foreign men enter these connections with a defensive wall already built, assuming that their Filipino partner's family is a liability rather than a support system. This belief often stems from the anecdotes found in toxic online platforms, where the loudest, most negative experiences are amplified, while the functional, healthy, and private realities of millions of Filipino families go completely unreported. Today, I'm going to reveal the truth behind these concepts. We aren't going to deal in sweeping generalizations. We are going to look at the sociological and realistic facts of why this structure exists and how it can actually benefit you. The vetting system versus control. Filipino family orientation isn't a financial transaction, it's a psychological strategy. You have to understand that in a country where marriage is legally permanent, since we do not have legal divorce, the stakes of picking a partner are objectively higher compared or in Western societies. When a Filipina asked her parents or siblings for their opinion on you, she isn't asking permission because she's inflexible or she's incapable of making her own choice. She's engaging into a cultural practice of consensus because when people are in love, they often miss red flags. And so her parents act as a secondary verification system. They are looking out for her long-term safety. In marrying a Filipina, you are winning their approval because they need to know that when they are no longer around, she is with someone of character. Winning them over isn't tax. It's the ultimate form of social security for your marriage. The collective accountability. We are a collective society. In the West, your life is often lived in a vacuum. But here, we look out for one another. This is where the concept of marrying the community comes in. If you're rude, entitled, or violate local norms, the community reacts. This is exactly why we see stories of foreigners being held accountable or even deported for showing blatant disrespect. It's not xenophobic, it's collective accountability. If you cannot respect the laws and the people of the culture you've moved into, you are essentially rejecting the very foundation that makes your Filipino partner who she is. When you respect the community becomes your bodyguard. They look out for your property, for your safety, and your household. Healthy boundaries versus dependency. Now we have to address the elephant in the room, the fear of being a walking ATM. To navigate this, you must understand the difference between support and dependency. Culturally, Filipino believe in utang na loob or a sense of gratitude, but that doesn't mean you're a bottomless bank account. A healthy Filipino family understands boundaries. They take pride in their own work and their own standing. If you encounter a situation where you feel pressured, the no BS truth is that this is a communication issue between you and your Filipino partner, not a cultural flaw. Mature relationships in the Philippines often involve setting clear expectations early on. You are marrying into a support network where people help each other during genuine emergencies, not a system where you fund a lifestyle of leisure for others. The social fabric of celebrations. Finally, you marry the family because culturally, our lives are punctuated by celebrations, fiestas, birthdays, and reunions. These aren't just parties, they are the glue of our social structure. If you choose to isolate yourself from your Filipino partner's relatives, you are effectively asking her to lead a double life. You are creating a rift between her heart and her heritage. When you get along well with her cousins, uncles, and brothers, her heart is at peace. Of course, you don't have to be best friends with everyone, but your presence and your effort to integrate shows that you value her identity. The burden you feared is actually a community that invites you to the table, provided that you show up with sincerity rather than suspicion. The belief that you marry the entire family is true, but it isn't the financial trap people claims it is. It is a system of mutual and lifelong support. If you enter a relationship with a Filipina viewing her family as an obstacle, you will create friction. If you view them as a foundation, you'll realize you've gained a network that will hold you up long after the initial honeymoon phase fades. Now, I want to hear from you. For those who are actually living here in the Philippines or are in a long-term relationship with Filipinas, was there a specific moment where her family actually stepped up to help you, proving that it's not all about the money? Let's get some factual, real stories in the comments to balance out the negativity. And before you go, there is a topic we need to talk about regarding the changing landscapes of the Philippines. Do you think Filipinos are getting lazier? Watch this video to know more. My name is Hart, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.